My beautiful Poland people, hi guys, welcome back again to another interesting reaction on Poland. You guys have done a couple of reactions on Poland, the beautiful places, the war, a lot of them. So today we'll be reacting on 6 mistakes to avoid in Poland. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for this video. Love my Poland. I'm watching this from Love My Poland. Okay, thank you so much for this video. Okay, so without wasting much of your time, let's go into the video. And if you disagree in some of the points, drop in the comment section. Okay, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share. Okay, so let's go guys. Okay,
hello and welcome back to the next episode of Love My Poland. Today I'm standing in a very important place for me. This area that you see right here, this building, is a location of my very first apartment. In 1999, October of 1999, I lived right there on the first floor. Those 4 windows were mine. And in that apartment, I learned some valuable lessons about Poland and Polish culture. And today, I want to share some of the lessons I learned with you. So 6 mistakes that I've committed in Poland that nobody should commit, and hopefully you'll be able to learn a little bit about that from me today. The first mistake is dress right according to the weather conditions. You know, I'm kind of a hot-natured guy. I don't need to wear sweaters and scarves and jackets when it's cold outside. If I'm just going to run outside for a moment, I can go out in a t-shirt and shorts, no problem. And there was a time that I did that. It was around 11 p.m. at night. I was right here in my window and I realized I forgot my cassette in the car, my favorite music cassette. It was 18 years ago. So just in my shorts and my t-shirt and my sandals, I ran to my car quickly. My car was parked right about here. I opened the door and I grabbed that cassette. 5 minutes later, I get back to my apartment. I hear a knock on the door. My neighbor upstairs was watching the whole thing from her top window. She screamed at me. My Polish wasn't very good back then. She screamed at me at the top of her lungs, saying that I was going to be sick, and when I got sick, I would infect the whole building. So she wasn't so much concerned about my health, but the health of the whole building. This is something you're going to encounter. When I told my brother about this, he didn't believe me, and when my brother came to Poland about a year later, he also dressed inappropriately according to the weather conditions, and an older guy stopped him, asked him if he's okay, if everything's okay in his head. Why aren't you wearing a jacket? He couldn't believe it himself, so I kind of translated what happened. So you have to dress right according to the weather in Poland, or else. The second mistake that I made was...
God, you guys, this is really great, weird one. Instead of being concerned for the person, you're being concerned for the whole building. Oh my goodness. You know, I wanted to say that it happens so everywhere. In my mind, when he said dress according to the weather, I wanted to say when there is cold, put on proper cool weather. You should not wear warm when it's cold. We should not wear something that is hot when it's cold. You get what am I? You get what I mean? So I don't know, their concern is not about the person, it's about the environment. Oh my God, you guys should better watch.
Failing to address people in the correct official manner. You know, in the USA, we can say hello and hi to everybody. It doesn't matter if it's a doctor or a professor.
Yeah.
We might call that person according to his name, but we greet them with just a hi, especially if you know them. But here in Poland, it is good day. Dzień dobry. You have to use that to address adults. If they're older than you and if they have an official title, it's never a high gesture, and I made that mistake so many times. Remember one day I was walking not far from my apartment and I met a professor weeks before, and this professor passed me by and I completely forgot. I said Cześć, and I called him Mr. And he politely came over, he smiled, and he said, my name is Professor Novak. I said, I felt bad, I kind of turned red. You have to remember that these official titles are crucial here to living successfully in Poland. Now, one more example while we're on the topic of addressing people officially. One of the
that mistake should never be made. But in some countries, like my country, is a hi, good morning, good afternoon, not officially or formally greeting them with titles. Imagine seeing a doctor, you'll be saying good morning doctor, or all the time. I don't know, instead of don't make mistake. Oh my God, it's good to know people's what countries don't like, what the countries don't like, and what's the mistakes, so that whenever you're traveling, you will not make such mistakes. It's good to know people's cultures. honestly. Let's go.
Neighbors that actually lived. She was a very, very nice woman, maybe a few years older than I was at that time. I saw her every day in the supermarket and the local shops. I forgot my Polish construction. When you address somebody a little bit older, somebody you don't know well, you have to use that Mr. Mrs. And I failed to use the Mrs. and I referred to her as you on the, we say it, na ty. And she wasn't really happy about that. She turned, she looked at me and she said, nie jesteśmy na ty. We are not on a person-to-person basis where I can say that. I mean, she told me sternly. So I've learned my lessons the hard way by failing to address people the way that I should. So always remember that when you're learning Polish and you're greeting people in Polish. The third mistake I'd like to caution you against is talking to somebody with your hands in the pocket. Now, if it's somebody your age, somebody you know very well, no problem. But if it's somebody you don't know very well, talking with your hands in the pocket is one of the rudest things that you can do in this country. You know, you see President Bush or our President Obama talking very loosely with the hands in the pocket, you know, in the town hall meetings. But here in Poland, if you talk to somebody you don't know well, somebody older like this, it is a big form of disrespect. So never do that. Never talk to somebody you don't know very well with your hands in the pockets. They can kind of construe that as being very, very rude. The fourth mistake that I made when I moved to Poland is an easy one to commit, so remember this one. Never talk to people while chewing gum.
I found this video so interesting and funny. Really, some of the points he mentions, like that hand in the pocket, I think is kind of rude when you put your hand in the pocket and you're talking to your elder. You need to show some respect, okay? Let's go.
If you've got a wad of gum in your mouth and you're talking to somebody like that, here in this country, it's unacceptable. It's hard to believe that I ever committed that mistake looking back now, but it's very, very easy to do. If you're chewing gum and you meet somebody, my advice is throw that gum out quickly and have a discussion. Otherwise, you run the risk of somebody being offended. So no chewing gum and talking to people, especially if they're older. The fifth mistake that I made, you know, I'm a very touchy person. When I meet somebody, I have no problem patting them on the shoulder, giving them a little hug, this and that. Generally, now it's changing with the younger generation, but if you're talking to somebody that's a bit older, somebody over, I guess.
Guys, the chewing gum part is really rude. I kind of find it offensive too. Elders find it offensive. You can't be talking to an elder and you have gum in your mouth. It's kind of offensive. Don't make that mistake, okay? Anywhere you are, honestly, I don't know about other country, but my own country, it's a no. Let's go back. Let's
say 40 years old or so. They're not really big fans of being touched. It's a handshake, and that's pretty much all you need. So anything else might be construed as being too personal and too much. So don't touch so much here in Poland. The sixth and final mistake I'd like to talk to you about today is don't be too personal. Don't ask too many personal questions. You know, I'm a very open person. If I know you just a week or two, it's no problem for me to ask you questions about things that might be too personal. And I don't mean anything by that. That's just kind of how I am. I'll tell you the same thing about my life. But generally speaking, Polish people are more closed than we are in America. So I caution you about asking too many questions too fast. I've been told that I'm a little bit too nosy, so be careful when it comes to asking too many questions. Thank you.
Okay, oh my God. I must admire this guy. He's so observant on people behavior, how people spoke to him. You guys can see how he reflects on things that people did, that he listed 6 mistakes. That was so good, you guys, honestly. And you guys, if you're traveling, planning to go to Poland, don't make these mistakes, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy watching. Don't forget to drop your beautiful comments, so any more mistakes you know, drop it for me to read. I would love to see them, okay? And don't forget to share, don't forget to comment, share, subscribe. I know I've said it. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.